I just think we always call it manipulation if it's from the woman, but the men they're just insecure men. Like we fail to realize that these men are insecure. And I think we speak from like this drawn out perspective. It doesn't matter which it don't really matter which industry you date in as far as sports. The men are insecure. It's not about if women are chasing them or women are showing up outside the club or women are at their sections. That don't matter. They don't have no self-esteem and they insecure. So that's how that stuff happens. I think we only use those traits to define women, but as somebody who's dated, I've dated an NFL player and not basketball. I've been around basketball players for the NBA, and I've dated a baseball player, and I've seen the type of spaces that they go in and how they talk and how they look at themselves and how they talk about themselves, and those are the ones who are tricked. They're not tricked. It's clear as day. They just they don't care about themselves, so they accept stuff like that. They're not being manipulated. So I don't like to victimize these grown ass people with all of this. I could see if it was a 19-year-old, maybe LeBron or Kobe who got fresh out the league, out of high school. But these are grown men making adult money, and they don't care about
he only 20. He only 23.
Danielle, from
23. So what? He's 23
versus a 41-year-old.
No, hold on, because I agree.
She said fresh out of high school.
No.
I said fresh out of high. I could see now if we were talking about Kobe who got drafted, like Kobe or LeBron, I would have a different conversation. I'm older now, but again, I've been around these people. I've been around them. They just insecure. So it's people on the team who are not insecure, who even if they intersection, they not paying no attention to them because they can see it. But if you insecure and you don't like yourself and your self-esteem is low, then yeah, you gonna see somebody and be like, yeah, come over here. That's on you. You're not being tricked. That's not.
But what do you say?
I agree with you.
Hold on.
Because look at Curry.
Because I dated an NFL player, right? And he was not one of those, right? So he knew what he wanted. He knew what he wanted to do. The man had a vasectomy because he knew they took the classes, like Miss Taken said. They do all of these things, and he had already been married. He had so he already knew I'm not sharing. You know what I mean? Like I'm not fenced to open up the window for that to happen.
How old was he?
Conversation with him, I was like, that's very selfish, especially if you haven't met your person. But he was
How
like,
old was he?
that you don't understand the life that I've lived, right? And what these women do.
Mine or hers?
How old was he?
Mine or hers?
At that time, maybe 38.
But that don't count then. He an old nigga. So what you have a vasectomy at 38?
No, he had a vasectomy at 29.
Okay, he had his kids already, right?
Yeah.
He's still an old nigga in sports. You're 21 in sports. You ain't young no more.
Kids already.
You might have 3 years left in the league, depending on. I mean, you already passed most of them already passed their prime by the time they're 29.
But I do also agree that women weaponize their womb, right? So I think
so start rewarding them.
So I think that men know this though, right? We know in 2025 that women weaponize their womb, and a lot of us don't agree with that because you are literally creating a broken family. You are literally putting your kids in a position to never have a father, because a lot of these men, as we see, aren't mature enough to be like, I made a mistake, but it is what it is. I got to take care of my family, right?
Well,
Nick Cannon is in
let's say for the sake of argument.
I think y'all keep talking about like
hold up,
that's
too
not
many,
his
too many.
family. He just has sex with somebody, so he never. I just personally feel like if you have sex with a man, it don't make you a family just because a baby was born. So you don't have to. If somebody says, and I feel the same way for women, if somebody says I do not want a baby, they don't want no baby on both sides.
Well, let's say for the sake of hold on,
Let's when he finish. Let's when he finish, Dar. Let's when he finish.
All right,
Shan ain't get to go yet either.
Let's say for the sake of argument that women are purposely, because I know we're getting into the talking about the man as a victim and all of that, but let's take that off the table, right? Because I'm about to dive into what we'll talk about. Let's take off the table the whole trying to victimize the man. let's think of it this way. Think of it from the perspective of the person who is actually doing something that is problematic, i.e., weaponizing their womb to get a bag. I kind of had a theory that went along kind of like with Will, what Will said, because I talked about this earlier with my wife. And I said that any woman that will purposely go out, specifically, especially after a young man, to have a child just to get a bag, not that she actually cares about this kid, she's actually just doing it just so she can get a check, they should take her kid. They should take her kid away. He still got to pay child support. Don't get me wrong. But they should take her kid away and let somebody adopt that child that will actually love that child.
Nah, I disagree with that.
So what's the point? A person. I'm saying a person who
she used that. You're still gonna love your child no matter what.
No. If your intentions are to get a bag, then you should go ahead and lose your kid.
No. If you're gonna take the kid away from her, you might as well put her in prison. Because if you're gonna punish her, right? Because if taking the kid from her is like, oh, she don't get no child support, take the kid. You punishing the kid.
No, you're right.
The kid still wants their mother. The kid doesn't want any random person. The kid is tailor-made to suck on that mommy's nipple, right? The baby wants their mother. Well,
the baby gonna suck on whatever nipple you put in front of him.
The baby ain't got no choice, but the baby wants their mother.
Okay? Whatever baby they get close to, they gonna be like, Mom.
Hold up, y'all. I wanted to see what Shan had on it. Then I wanted to pose a question to y'all after that.
I never finished what I was gonna say, but
go ahead and finish, Mistake. I'm gonna go after you finish it.
I was gonna speak to what Marcus was saying about about how he was saying, well, you know, as they move up in stages, the women get more and more beautiful or what have you. This is the thing. The other side to that is those boys have more experience and more access to beautiful girls more than the average man, more than the average other boys their age. It starts early in high school with the girls, right? They're going to end up with the baddest girls in high school because all of those girls are looking for the athlete, right? So this isn't new to them by the time they get to college. They've already experienced that in high school. They go to college. The baddest chicks in college are going to be after them as well. So by the time they get to high, so they're having this conversation about being you know, those classes, they have that in college too. Am I right, Marcus? They have those classes in college as well. So they're hearing it at that point. I know specifically in high school, coaches are having those conversations with them. So they're hearing it from high school, they're hearing it in college, and then they hear it in the NBA. So when we're saying that they're being manipulated, that's where I think it's a little different. When you're talking to an average boy, I can see the manipulation tactic. But when you're talking to boys and men who are not average and they have more experience than the average man, is a totally different ball game. So you're getting the knowledge, but yet you're still choosing to not protect yourself. And I think a part of that is, based on what I've seen, is that the coddling and protection of these athletes occur very early. They don't have to do the same amount of work as the kids in class, but they're still gonna pass. They get to college, stuff happens, they get in trouble, it's taken care of, right? So when you're coddled in that manner, you learn to think that nothing is really gonna, impact you. So you're going in with that mindset, you end up having situations like that. At that point, it's not a manipulation. You know exactly what you're doing. You're just hoping for a different outcome.